Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mobiledev vlog. Last time, we finished our price system and we massively overhauled the visual appearance of our game. If you haven't seen the last episode, I recommend you watch it before watching this one. The link to the full playlist will be in the description as always. Our game is looking more and more like a full prototype, but a few key mechanics are still absent to make it playable. The first step for today is implementing a bunch of checks. While doing the price system, I totally forgot to add checks to see if the player actually had enough gold to make the transactions. This leads to weird stuff happening when we try to buy something that's more expensive than what we actually can afford. For example, if I try to buy this weight capacity upgrade for 3000 gold while only having 2000 gold, the upgrade still buys and our money goes into negative. Testing this also made me realize I completely forgot to format the text of the confirmation box on the upgrade, so I did that first. Much better. Now, time for some backend work to implement the checks. I changed my buy and upgrade functions a little bit to check if the player has enough gold to afford whatever he's trying to buy. If he doesn't, for now, nothing happens, but in the future, I'll probably add a pop-up for microtransactions saying like, "You don't have enough gold, wanna buy some more?" like every respectable mobile game does. Alright, now that that is done, I have something else to fix in my upgrades menu. You see, if you buy the first weight upgrade, the level, price, and new value should change to reflect the next possible upgrade. Right now though, nothing changes and I can just rebuy the same level 0 upgrade over and over again without it changing anything. So great, now the new upgrade is displayed, but the old one is still here. One last little fix, and now everything is displayed properly. Now it's time to implement another mechanic in the game: durability. I've talked a bit about durability before. Durability lowers when traveling and is represented by the brown bar. Having low durability will induce a bunch of penalties like reduced speed or even losing some cargo. Durability can be restored at any city for some gold. Since the durability bar and upgrades are already implemented, it makes sense to actually make it work now. One simple change later, we can now move from one city to another and the durability lowers. However, much like our gold earlier, no checks are in place, so durability can go in the negative and we don't want that. Unlike gold though, if durability would reach negative values, we don't want to simply cancel the action. We instead want something bad to happen. I extended the event code to add broken events. When your durability reaches 0, you become broken and you instantly get a broken event. For now, I only created one of these events, which is broken wheel. It's basically a cartwheel breaks and you get slowed. Let's go into the game and test it. Here, the cart durability reaches 0 and as planned, we get the event. And if I press OK, we see that our player speed is now much lower. Now though, it would actually be nice to be able to repair the cart. Unfortunately, I didn't think ahead, and now I don't really know where to place a repair button in my window. Opening the market menu to check where I could put the repair button really makes me reconsider the whole window. After seeing what's possible with the UI toolkit in my last video, I gotta say that I'm really not in love with my UI. I don't really feel like doing a full UI refactor though, so this is going to be a future me problem. I'm just gonna stick a plain button right in the center here to repair. Good, now time to code this button. I want the player to be able to choose exactly how much durability he repairs, so I'm going to try to reuse the buy confirmation menu and make it restore durability instead. But after looking at it, I decided that it wasn't worth the pain of modifying the menu to adapt to cart repairs, so I created a new one using the confirmation menu as a template. Okay, now that that is done and implemented, let's test it. Is it gonna work on the first try? Probably not, but here we go. And of course not. Nothing happens when I pressed on the repair button. Alright, we should be good for that. Now the menu opens properly and... oh, that's not good. Meh, just ignore it, it should be fine. Yeah, okay, it's definitely not fine. The slider doesn't change the value and pressing repair does nothing. Alright, changed a couple things, let's clear those old errors and relaunch the game. Man, come on, already an error and I haven't pressed anything yet. Let's just ignore it, it's fine this time, I swear. Okay, we reached our goal and the sliders finally work. When I press repair, nothing happens, but I think this is only because there's no visual update done. The numbers should actually change in the background. Okay, so I added the visual update, and as we can see, everything works as it should. Great, now I'm free to roam with my repaired card. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, what the hell is going on? How is it even going backwards? Oh my god, I feel like this is gonna take more time than I initially thought. Okay, so it really wasn't as bad as I thought. I just forgot to make sure the broken status was removed upon repairing some damage. Everything is fine now. For the part where the cart was going backwards, it's just that the broken wheel event was happening over and over again, and I ended up with a negative player speed values, which made the cart go in the opposite direction. I've also implemented a little fix that prevents that from happening. Okay, so apparently my fix doesn't work. Good, everything now works as intended, and for real this time. I also used this time to check that the durability upgrades works as intended, and it didn't, so I also fixed that, and now the durability is upgradable. Please take a moment to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks! Now, I don't want only one bad thing to happen when the durability reaches 0. If the player doesn't fix his card, bad stuff will keep happening until he repairs it. I added a few additional events, like losing money or even losing some items you're carrying. Let's take a look at some of them in action. To show you better, I've put these events on a super low cooldown. So first here, we get gold loss. Plain and simple, we lose some gold. Here, I could repair my card, but I'm not going to. I'm also going to buy 11 iron ore. As we can see in the inventory, I do have 11, but we get the item loss event, which makes us lose some items, and now we're left with only 8 iron ore. That is going to make keeping durability high a priority for the player, as not doing so will result in significant penalties. I'm honestly really happy with how this system is coming along. It's a system that I will have to monitor and balance cautiously, as I want it to be challenging without being tedious. Great, now that that's done, time to move on to another system that's been semi-implemented in the game for a while. Weight. All the items are already coded to have a certain weight, and the max weight stat is already implemented for the player, but as of right now, we can still buy unlimited items and surpass our maximum weight capacity without any consequence. Speaking of consequences, I decided to not put any for this system, but instead I just prevent being over-encumbered overall. The player will simply not be able to buy an item if it would result in him going over his weight limit. First, the player needs to be able to see what his weight capacity is. If you remember from a couple of episodes ago, I left a space in the inventory window specifically to display player stats. So we're going to finish that and make the stats visible. Unfortunately, adding this window to the UI wasn't simple this time, and I had to restructure the whole window. With that restructure now, we can add a stats section and throw a bunch of labels. Each of these labels can be a skill or a specific information about the player. For now, I want to display his stats like upgrade levels and maximum weight, durability, and gold. This is functional, but ugly. Let's make it a little bit less ugly. For some reason, this one little number will not align with the others, and I absolutely don't know why, so I'm going to do the reasonable thing and give up. Great, with those stats displayed, time to code the inventory weight calculation. And with that done, we can now see the weight the player is currently carrying. You might notice that here, the weight goes over the limit. We don't want that. So, here's how I handle that. So as you can see, our max weight is 50. If I go to buy iron ore, which weighs 2 each, we can only buy a maximum of 25 now, as this is the maximum quantity the player can carry without going over his weight limit. While buying the iron ore, I got really annoyed with the overlapping text in the market menu, so I spent a bit of time fixing that. I tried a couple things, but ultimately realized that manufactured was probably just too long of a word. So I decided to come up with a synonym, and by come up, I mean looking at the synonym dictionary online. I switched the word to produced instead, and now everything fits nicely. Honestly, I preferred manufactured, but I can't be bothered extending the whole UI just for this word. The only thing left to complete this menu is implementing the quantity system, but that will be for next episode. That is it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, follow me on Twitter, leave a like, comment, but most importantly, stay hydrated, and I will see you next week. Bye!